Take us away, Ames.
Oh, I don't have a bit. I should have thought of a bit. Hello and welcome to A Star to Steer Her By. We are still on shore leave here, enjoying the Bill and Ted sampling of movies in our Keanussance number 3, where we're discussing Bill and Ted Face the Music, the 2020 movie that came out as a very long-delayed sequel to the initial two Bill and Ted movies. I hadn't seen it before. We just watched it last night. I'm excited to talk about it. But first, you must know, as always, I am Ames.
And this is Jake.
This is Chris.
And we've picked up a time traveler as our guest this week. Everyone welcome our special guest.
Well, hello, my excellent friends. This is Nick.
Thank you
Nick.
so much for joining us, Nick.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Squeezed you into a phone booth and everything.
Well, I'm on Ozempic, so there's a lot more room in that phone booth now.
There we go.
All right, let me fill everybody in quickly before we dive in on what happens in Bill and Ted Face the Music, because it's a lot and it's a little at the same time. So turns out that Bogus Journey that we talked about last week didn't result in the prophesied song that unites the world, and Bill and Ted are just scraping by. Their wives are like this close to leaving them. Their daughters are basically mini versions of them, so they're basically aimless. And to top it all off, the timeline is starting to unravel. Most bogus.
Oopsie.
So Kristen Schaal drops by, playing herself, to show Bill and Ted the future, where now they have 77 minutes left of the movie. 77 minutes left to deliver the song that will save the universe. So they spend most of the movie going around meeting future versions of themselves to see if any of them have come up with the song yet, but most of them are also losers, until they meet the thems on their deathbeds, who give them the song, just as some robot from the future shows up to murder them because of some side plot. Hey, speaking of side plots, we have myriad. Okay, we have 2 or 3. We have several side plots. So the 2 daughters, Billy and Thea, they want to help the dads write their song, so they borrow Kristen Schaal's time machine to go pick up a bunch of historic music figures, like they're doing a history presentation or something. Meanwhile, the 2 wives, Elizabeth and Joanna, have run off with future versions of themselves for a story that we don't get to see at all, but which ends with them learning that they're living their best lives, which is honestly sad. And then there's Rufus's widow, who's also Kristen Schaal's mom, who has decided that killing Bill and Ted will right the cosmos, and the robot that she sends to kill them goes on an accidental killing spree, which brings almost all of the characters together in hell. We remember hell from the last movie. So we reconnect with Death, who's still around, to escape hell easily. And then the movie kind of wraps up in some way that I would fucking struggle to explain. They write the song, and the song does the trick. And they somehow connect all the timelines through musical instruments, follow me, by all playing the musical instruments throughout time and dimensions together. And I guess unity is created. The end?
Sure.
Yeah, it just kind of ends, doesn't it? It's just like, yep, we did it.
Did you guys catch the post-credit scene?
I did.
Yes.
Okay, because I didn't even realize there was one until I was watching some other review on this movie where they mentioned it. I'm like, oh crap, I have to go back and watch the post-credit scene.
I just, in this day and age, there almost always is. So I was like, all right, let's see if there is one.
Is there like a website that tells you, does this movie have a post-credit scene or not?
Pretty sure there is, yeah.
There's gotta be, because I don't want to wait around for nothing, but I'm tired.
I think there is one, and it also tells you whether or not the dog dies.
Yes, there is definitely one for that.
But whether the dog dies in the post-credit scene, I mean.
Oh. So we all know that I am super weird, leery of a legacy sequel or a revival or whatever. So I went into this deeply cynical.
Low standards.
And I have to say, it actually surpassed them pretty strongly. I very much had fun with this.
I might be in the opposite camp because I had heard good things about this movie. I mean, it also came out pretty much like during the pandemic. It both released theatrically and in video on demand because everyone kind of needed a feel-good movie, and this is very feel-goody. So I wonder if that's why a lot of people really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, that's
but I got so fucking lost in what was ever going on, which is my fault for ever doing that.
Yeah, no, it's Bill and Ted. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but in the other movies, I'm able to like dispel causality and just accept it. In this one, it's like they were shoving your nose in it quite a lot. So I don't know. It was less enjoyable than I thought it would be, but there were still a lot of fun bits.
Yeah, I thought it was really. I had a good time with it. I liked it infinitely more than I liked Bogus Journey. I'll say that.
Yeah.
See, I want to start off and ask Nick, because, you know, we've covered Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey in the last couple of weeks. What are your opinions on those two movies so that we can kind of like segue into this movie?
Well, it's thank you for asking. I did actually watch Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey within the past week before I watched Face the Music, just because I was thinking I probably haven't seen those movies in about 20 years. So it might be nice to revisit them before, you know, coming into the new one. You know, I did like Bogus Journey.
Really? Oh,
we
that's
tore it
interesting.
apart a lot last week.
Well, you know, we're all entitled to our opinions. I liked how absolutely bizarre it was.
That's
It
fair.
sure
That's
was.
fair.
You know, it was just like, oh man, so much shit comes out of left field in that movie.
True.
You know, and yeah, I just kind of was okay with it. Maybe because like I had seen those movies like when I was a kid, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, of course, you know, there's Martians named Station, you know. What was that? Like the writers like vocal stim or something while they were writing it. You know, I was just, you know, like I was just kind of, you know, okay with it. I like how they just decided, you know, oh, let's put a belabored Seventh Seal reference, you know.
Oh, well,
You know,
William
like,
Sadler does carry that movie. He's so good.
He absolutely does. And I wish.
Sorry, the episode has not gone live yet as of our recording. But yes, Nick, we the one thing we all were united on is William Sadler, like, just was like he was 100% invested in the part. Like, he is definitely a highlight.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I just love it when like a, you know, sort of serious actor just gets in on the silly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I really only know him as Sloane. So
In Deep Space Nine.
In Deep Space Nine. So seeing him in this role as Death is a treat for sure. And in this movie too, I feel like he didn't skip a beat between Bogus Journey and this film.
Yeah, I still loved him in this movie. It made me actually like thoroughly end up disliking the robot. What's the robot's name? Dennis. Caleb McCoy.
Oh, I love Dennis. Dennis was my favorite.
I couldn't stand him because it felt like they were just trying to do Death again, but then Death was also in this movie, being a better Death.
So I was actually, when they first showed him, I was like, oh fuck, did future people cyborgize Death? I thought that was going to be the reveal.
But
that'd
then
be
interesting.
They very quickly showed Death, and I was like, oh, I mean, it could still maybe be Death because time travel, but maybe it's his own thing.
I think if they hadn't made the robot white,
like
if
pure
they had gone
white,
because I kind of had the same thought too, Chris, but I don't know. I really liked. So it was Anthony Kerrigan.
It's Anthony Kerrigan.
Who's
Hank.
phenomenal. NoHo Hank for those that know, and like he's phenomenal. I thought he did a great job. And I actually, it was a small character. I felt like there wasn't he didn't say a lot, but when he did, I appreciated it.
I liked his dance, but I don't know. I felt like they were overdoing it with him an awful lot in a way that I thought William Sadler does better.
Yeah, like I think I was okay with him. I think maybe 5 minutes more of him, and I'd have been like, okay, Dennis. So for me, I think they hit just the right spot. He also plays a similarly sort of awkward, morally torn character in the more recent Superman movie. Actually, it's kind of funny. But yeah, I think for me, like what this had a lot of, at least, you know, is we had discussed a bit that there's this sort of in 2 episodes before this, I don't think we ever hit on like a good term to summarize the feeling, but there's just this sort of wonderful gormless innocence to the first film, and this came closer to that than the second one did for me.
Okay, I buy that.
Like they're just there's that again. That
you're still
sense
rooting
of,
for them.
Yeah, and they're just kind of like making it up as they go along. In a similar
like at the
way.
wedding scene with the random music sounds they were making.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, he did rock that theremin.
He did.
I love that. Anything with a theremin does get extra points. Yeah, and I do think like the concept of this movie is quite good as a sequel that comes 30 years later, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
We are literally not living up to the legacy that we were promised. And how do we right ourselves? How do we finally fulfill our destinies after decades of failure?
There's this weird thing that happened from like 2015 to now. And someone smarter than me one day will probably write something about it. But this repeating theme in pop culture of like the previous generation having fucked up at some point. Because you see it in the Star Wars sequels where like, you know, Luke has fucked off and vanished. Han has fucked off and Leia's like, ugh, fine, I'll try to keep things going. We haven't gotten there yet, but there's a little bit of that even at the very beginning of the first season of Picard, where he's kind of isolated himself.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's this, where, like, at the very least, I think in the Bill and Ted-ness of it is they haven't, like, hermited. They're still trying, but they have in some capacity fucked up. And I don't know what larger cultural thing that is saying, but, you know, if anyone needs a thesis, go for it, because I'm never going to do anything with it.
Does anybody think it's backlash against the baby boomers?
Ooh, I kind of like that theory.
I mean,
because it's always like literally the next generation comes in and swoops in to help save the day. And in so many of these like legacy sequels, like I'm thinking like Beetlejuice. I'm thinking the I haven't seen it, but I've heard like it's shown in the new Ghostbusters movies. But just to like dredge it up by literally passing a torch.
Yeah.
Which is why the 2 daughters, who are basically just their dads, which is very funny. And they call them dads, which is so cute. They're the ones who end up writing the song, which I think breaks the original concept of the movies that it wasn't Wild Stallions? Question marks.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a retcon, but then again, it's also interesting of like this idea of, you know, it's centuries later. And even somehow with time travel, they didn't have quite the right records. But, you know.
That's
true.
Yeah, it all came from Rufus, and who believed that guy?
Everyone, apparently.
Their problem, then.
But, I mean, aren't we all wild stallions when it gets down to it? I mean, isn't that what the end of the movie shows?
It kind
By
of
giving
is,
everyone who ever existed an instrument?
Yeah. Yeah. It's that, and I think that's part of the charm for me of this, is it's like, it is so just like unashamedly like in a way that's kind of a cheesy conclusion, but it's so committed to it, it doesn't feel cheesy.
Yeah, it's super optimistic. I'm sure it also like it hit at the right point when it came out. I didn't see it when it came out, but I can imagine it like just having like those feels in 2020.
Yeah, and I guess maybe that's part of it too. It's like, as a contrast to these sort of other examples, is like, it's not cynical, you know? It's not like everything has, you know, because again, in Star Wars, like, the New Republic kind of rested on its laurels, and the fucking First Order sprung up. In, Picard, the Federation ends up kind of self-isolating. In this, the thing that is going wrong is like literally reality, but the world hasn't like gotten worse around them necessarily,
Mm.
It's a much more optimistic version, like you said, Ames.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and while I did like this movie, I didn't see. I mean, there certainly were some rough edges, I'd say, things that I didn't
The
care
myriad
for.
subplots, yes.
Well, yeah, I think it was a little convoluted. I think they could have probably simplified it and been able to do more. Like things that I missed was, something that I loved about the first movie was all of the hijinks that the Pastos got up to at the mall.
I wanted that from all of our musician friends.
Yeah, I feel like
they didn't get moments like they did in Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, I feel like the only one that really seemed to have much personality may have been Mozart.
Armstrong was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Armstrong was fun too. Yeah, that's a good point. But I don't know. Just
overall,
I wish they had more scenes of them kind of, I don't know, hanging out in the future doing silly things.
Yeah, because we only really see them when they're getting picked up. And we get like the scenes of them getting convinced to come along. Like Jimi Hendrix jamming with Mozart is incredibly adorable.
Yeah.
I loved that a lot. Louis Armstrong just accepting time travel in a hot second.
Yep.
But then they're just kind of like being dragged along and they never do anything.
Yeah. I was definitely kind of hopeful for that, like, that again from the first one, that, like, especially when, like you said, Louis Armstrong was into it, just, like, right away. Like Billy the Kid in the first one, who was just like, all right, then, this is reality, and I'm rolling with it. But yeah, they were kind of, like, once they got their introduction, they were then just sort of there.
Yeah, and I think, like, it's not even that the movie, like, had a lot of things you could cut to try to, like, fill that out a little bit. It's also not a very long movie. I think it's, 90 minutes?
Roughly, yeah. I think all three of them are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it needs to be longer or if they just need to, like, trim stuff out to, like, expand a couple other things more. Like, I could have lost the princesses entirely.
Yeah.
It does feel like there was supposed to be more with them.
I would be very curious to know.
Well, with like the old, I felt like the old version of the princesses, like there's that whole thing where they, the old versions of the princesses steal the phone booth to go and bring the young versions on some sort of bogus journey. We never really get to see much of what happens during that or why they did it, or maybe I just missed it.
Yeah, no, I think I honestly would have been okay with this movie being like, another 15, 20 minutes to flesh out some of the stuff that did feel like, because there was that and something else I felt like, mostly their plot, like it feels like wasn't quite, like it feels like it was missing.
Yeah, and then they show up at the end and they know something about like dimensional mechanics that help save the day, and you're like, where did this ever come from? Where have you been?
Kid Cudi.
I loved Kid Cudi in this. He was great.
He very much reminded me of Pauly Shore in Futurama. Where it was just like, here's this random celebrity, but it turns out they have super advanced scientific knowledge.
Well, it was, I thought the implication, maybe I just was reading too much. I thought the implication was that Kid Cudi was actually Station.
Ooh, that's why he says Station?
Because he says at the end, Station.
I will accept that headcanon. That's wonderful.
Or a disciple of Station.
Yeah, could be,
Either works.
One of Station's apostles?
There we go. I was half expecting them to show up at some point.
The Stations?
Yeah.
They brought everybody else back.
Seriously, I guess they're just too expensive now.
Yeah, one thing I know they meant to do, but would have been too expensive, would be to somehow go back to the original scene in the Circle K parking lot from Excellent Adventure and CGI like a young Keanu and a young Alex Winter somewhere from that era.
Yeah.
But that, I guess it would have been too much time and effort to do. But I'm curious what that would have been like, because I do think the moments where Bill and Ted are meeting their alternate selves, which I'm guessing aren't futures that happen, are futures that would happen if they didn't get the song. I'm not certain how that works.
Yeah, it's Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come rules.
Yeah, but they have great chemistry with themselves, so.
They do.
Yeah, and honestly, some of those scenes were great.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that ultimately, because I definitely, especially because it's like just all the fucking rage now, so I was I went in expecting that, and
CGI a young them in there.
Yeah, like honestly, not getting that was one of the highlights.
I mean, it would have been worse if they digitally de-aged them.
Yeah.
Rather than just kind of CGIing them in.
Yeah, either way.
Well, also, like the CG in this movie was very spotty. Like some of it looked pretty bad. So I don't know if I would have trusted them with de-aging or CG.
Honestly, I really missed the future looking like some room in a warehouse with 3 floaty guys.
Oh, the floaty guys. Yeah, the future scenes are... I want to love them because I looked it up, and the future cityscape they use is the City of Arts and Sciences in Valencia, Spain. It's a real place.
Holy shit.
And all they did was they they green screened them over a backdrop of that area, of these beautiful, beautiful like architectural constructions. And it's like, I want to love this because this place looks fucking awesome. But it also ends up looking so fake because of that.
I think they used that same location on Andor for.
I'll have to look that up.
Oh,
yeah, no, I thought it was fake. It's shocking to find out it's real.
absolutely.
I will say I preferred this version of the future again to the Bogus Journey one, which felt a little too 90s.
It was very neon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we did have the floaty guys back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. There were more floaty people.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you are right, Jake. It was in Andor. It's also in Intergalactic. There's a TV series called Brave New World. Neat. Yeah, but if you got a chance, just go look up images of the City of Arts and Sciences, because it's very cool.
It's amazing. But Nick, you were going to say something?
Wasn't the future in Bogus Journey the same like water treatment plant where they shot Starfleet Academy?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Such a great location.
Yeah.
And it's a water treatment plant. Like, why make it that neat looking?
I know. California, man.
I bet you they were secretly hoping people would want to use them as a filming location.
Yeah, I could see that. Or somebody was just like, look, I've been commissioned to do a brutalist water treatment plant. I'm going to try to give it some pizzazz. The other thing, too, that I was a little bummed out about was because I knew William Sadler was in this, and I was kind of disappointed by how little he was in it, because, God, I love him in this.
Oh, this absolutely could have used more death.
Yeah.
Nah.
But when he was there, he was, again, fully committed, so that works.
Yeah, he's great.
I like that apparently he is, it's easy to miss because he's kind of mumbling to himself, but I think in his, his banishment, he has been challenging and still losing to an imaginary Bill and Ted, because at one point he says something like 78 out of 112 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you think it was an imaginary Bill and Ted? I assumed he was challenging just someone, but there was no one there, I guess.
Yeah. So I kind of thought maybe he was just kind of hallucinating, or at least imagining a Bill and Ted, but even in his imaginings he couldn't win, just like he lost the lawsuit. Poor guy.
In terms of other return characters, I appreciate that that Missy is still around.
Yeah, she's a great running gag.
Working her way through the male population.
And specifically their family members.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, that's the thing. That was one thing, because again, I came in like, okay, what's this gonna fucking be? And opening with that, I was like, oh no, we're bringing this back, really? But luckily they didn't belabor it too terribly much, so. And then I was very quickly into it. But yeah, I'll admit that had me a little like, ooh. Funny enough, having looked up her actor, rather like frequent Star Trek person and multiple times mentioned on this podcast, Peter Weller, she's a professor now, or at least has a doctorate in like theater history.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Dr. Missy.
Yep. Dr. Robocop and Dr. Missy.
Yeah, there's a great joke that, after all of this, Ted's dad is his own son.
Yeah.
And I paused in my brain like, wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Legally, not literally.
No, but how does that work?
It doesn't work.
It doesn't.
1 plus 2.
And that's the joke. The joke is it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
no.
The joke is that Ted is stupid.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the whole joke of the whole franchise.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed, speaking of stupid things that they did, their plan to escape from Dave Grohl's house by putting buckets on their heads.
Oh my god, yeah, that's such a good joke.
That's actually, like, that's fucking brilliant.
And the fact that the other Bill and Teds are like, oh no, we're doing the thing. They're doing the thing that we know we won't know what they're doing, and you're left wondering, like, what's it going to be? And they put buckets on their heads so they won't know where they're going, and that's fucking brilliant.
I've got to admit, that's actually, like, legitimately, like, even though it's a joke, but it's also just legitimately pretty fucking clever.
I could see that as a solution in, like, a new age Doctor Who show.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it felt like I'm almost shocked we never saw David Tennant with a bucket on his head. Like,
That's just in his spare time.
Yeah. Because that felt like a real hallmark of the first one, too, was this, like, for all that there's a lot of jokes and goofiness, it's actually, there is this strain of genuine cleverness throughout it. And that felt like one of those moments.
Oh, the whole scene of them placing objects in the police station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd get something like that in this one, and I was a little bummed we didn't, but it did plenty of other good things.
I'm really happy that in the Dave Grohl's house scene, they let Keanu do a British accent again.
Yeah, he's gotten much better since Dracula.
Whoa.
Like that, I half wonder if the whole reason for that was just as like some sort of weird, we want Keanu to be British moment.
That does sound like something these writers would do.
Yeah.
Because they just seem like they're also just having fun.
Yeah.
Did you catch, because every movie does have a sighting of the two writers.
Oh.
So in the first one, they were the Piggy Wiggy boys at the restaurant. In the second one, they were the two guys at the seance.
Oh, okay.
And in this one, they're the two demons that give them directions in hell.
Ah, okay. Oh. I figured they had to be somebody because they got that little moment, but I forgot to look them up. But yeah, so that tracks. Yeah, it's funny. Even though there wasn't like a ton of real setup for it, it was oddly touching for Ted and his father to finally like have a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the moment doesn't really go anywhere because I don't think he actually, besides, I think he was on clarinet behind them all at the end.
Yeah.
But even just the moment of reconciliation, it was like, this is weirdly like more touching than I would have expected it to be.
Yeah, there was like, little weird bits of touch. Oh, God, I was going to say weird bits of touching.
I mean, there was that too.
Well, yeah, there was.
Might have a title.
But, like weird sequence, like them sort of reconciling with themselves on their deathbed.
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
You know what else is just very beautiful and very typical for this whole franchise because of the heart at the center of it is they get the song from their dying selves so they can fulfill their destiny and do the thing. And they learn from that stupid robot that their daughters are in hell. Mm-hmm. And they throw it away for their family. And I feel like they didn't even make a moment of that. It's just what happens. And for a second, I'm like, I want to slow down. I want to appreciate that these are people who love each other.
Yeah, well, that's... But
it was like going with like record speed at that point, so...
Honestly, I kind of appreciated that they didn't belabor it. It's something that you have to just notice. They trusted the audience to notice it, which... A lot of modern stuff doesn't trust the audience anymore.
Well, I noticed it, but I can't promise other people did.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I noticed it too, and they're just like, you know what? If you noticed, good for you. If you didn't, we are not going to belabor it.
I need like 5 seconds of belaboring.
We have a half an hour until the world ends, or reality ends.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, come to think of it, the more I think about it, I think you're absolutely right. I think they honestly probably should have just cut the princesses in this film because... I'm just even thinking about like the couples counseling.
I was going to
say,
but don't you love the couples counseling scenes?
I do love that scene.
I didn't love it. I was like, what are we doing? It just grinds everything to a halt.
It was repetitive.
Yeah.
Like the joke was good once, and then it got a little repetitive.
Yeah, I think like I feel less like it should have been cut and more just make the movie 10 or 15 minutes longer to let that plot have its due.
Is the fact that the princesses either don't age or age very slowly compared to Bill and Ted. Is that part of the joke?
Well, they're also recast in every single movie.
Well, I know, but they didn't recast them with actors that were the same, like, you know, ages that would make sense. You know, they're both obviously a generation younger than Bill and Ted.
I had meant to look them up. I wasn't sure. I was like, are these the same women from the first two? But they weren't even the same in the
those
first two.
women would be in their 60s.
Well, I mean, one of the things I was thinking was, you know, how old are Bill and Ted supposed to be in this movie?
Well, they were somewhere in high school. I want to say senior, but I don't remember if that's actually established. They were in high school in the first one. And how much time have they said has passed?
24 years?
It was
24 years since the second one, because that's how old the kids are.
Wasn't Bogus Journey supposed to be 5 years later?
I think that's right.
Yeah, we were trying to figure that out last week, too. I'm not sure.
I mean, it's almost like it doesn't matter, because Bill and Ted are just in this arrested development their whole lives.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Although, one thing I must say about that is at the end of the movie, when they're trying to dial the number for infinity.
Oh, yeah.
It starts off with 69,
yes.
and they don't hang a lampshade on that.
I was surprised.
You know? They've matured a little.
But, you know, I don't know. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I think everybody had the same thought during that scene.
Because it's the number that they're always thinking of.
Yeah.
That's the number I'm thinking of.
Did the phone booth always have an infinity button?
Yes.
Oh, I almost wanted to go back and check. Did it really?
No, those two buttons were always there.
Oh, that's smart.
I was going to say, that was something I noticed in the first one when I watched it last week. The two buttons on the bottom, one of them was the infinity.
Yep.
So.
Yep, that is not a retcon.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
It's good placement. 30 years in the past.
They seeded it like the stolen keys in the first movie.
Yes.
One thing that this movie did, I pointed this out, I think, when we watched the first film, that the phone booth is like very inconsistent in its size.
Yes.
Throughout, there's points in time where it's very, very large. Yeah,
well, it's especially obvious, as you said, when Bill and Ted go to the future in the first one. It is very tall.
Yeah, well, in this one, it's just so wide. Like, there's, it's not the size of a phone booth sometimes. It's the size of like 2 phone booths.
There's absolutely no precedence for a size-changing, time-traveling phone booth in fiction.
I haven't heard of it.
I know, right? It's so unusual.
I've got to admit, when they showed Dave Grohl from behind, I was kind of fingers crossed for it to be Eddie Van Halen.
Oh my God. That would be a culmination.
It really would.
Yeah, I saw somewhere that, remember last week, and at the end of Bogus Journey, they got the big montage in the end credits about all the newspaper clippings and stuff. Apparently, all of that was not in the script. That was like the editors or whoever did post-production putting it in there, thinking it would be a good, clever thing. And the writers were not pleased because it upended their plans for the sequel. Because, they already were planning a sequel. It just took them 30 fucking years. And really, it only took John Wick spiking interest in it finally happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting because, the first movie, obviously, Keanu was a pretty young guy and not a huge superstar like he is now. And then, same for the second film. And then you have a string of massive box office hits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speed and The Matrix and John Wick and all these things. And then he's just coming back to this character. I don't know. It's very interesting. Like the life life course of Keanu Reeves versus Ted.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think maybe that's part of the reason this works too, is like, he didn't have to do this, which means he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I think helped. Like, so he's genuinely enthused, whereas like, that's not necessarily always the case with people doing revivals or legacy sequels or something. Sometimes it's like, oh God, nothing else has taken off. Sure, for the love of fuck, I will do this project.
Yeah, and
rehashing a
meanwhile,
thing.
Alex Winter does mostly like directing shit.
Yeah,
Like
that's what
he
I mean.
hasn't acted in how many years?
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's at least still been, working in the entertainment industry. So like, even him, it's like it does feel like they genuinely wanted to do this.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm really happy that this movie exists, 30 years on. I wish I liked it more than I did.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, I think it was a solid, 7 out of 12. I don't know.
Yeah, I liken it a little to how I feel about Beetlejuice, which I don't believe you've seen yet, Chris. Have you seen it,
I have
Nick?
not.
I have not seen it, no.
Because the one thing I'll say about Beetlejuice, which doesn't spoil much, is it also has way too many side plots. And it ends up kind of like not coalescing into a whole. And I feel like by the time we get to the end and they're just rushing through this ending that's a giant concert on a highway, I was lost. And I feel like, I don't know, it didn't land for me in that way.
I mean, part of me kind of thinks with something like Beetlejuice, I assume all of the side plots in it are, really well established actors who you need to give them something, something to want to come back for, like Catherine O'Hara or Winona Ryder. And like, I can kind of understand, trying to jam as much, as much out of every role as you can, in something like that. But, then again, for this, like, it's not like you need to do that with the princesses or with their daughters, because it's not really returning characters or actors, I should say, if that makes any sense.
I get what you're going for. Yeah. Yeah, it's like you want to get for some of these kinds of projects to get the people involved that you need to offer them something a bit meaty. Yeah. Whereas like with a totally new character like the daughters or totally new actors like the princesses, you're not necessarily beholden to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I will say about that end segment, even though I do feel like I felt a little like how I felt in the season 2 of Discovery, which is like everything is happening right now, and I'm just going to try to just go catatonic while some song is playing. I did buy that song being a very good song that could achieve a whole lot more than I thought the song at the end of Bogus Journey.
Yeah.
Because that one I was like, why is this supposed to be any good?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I can see that. I do feel like the last song in this was more of an earworm, I guess.
Yeah, and then the end credits montage, cute.
Yes, very. Was Weird Al in it?
He was. He's uncredited. Yes.
Like, it was so quick. I was like, was that just a random long-haired man with an accordion, or was that the long-haired accordion man?
I mean, part of me wishes that the daughters picked him up to be in the band.
Oh my God, right? I would love it. Okay, that would make this movie like a much higher on my list.
Yeah.
I do wonder if that end credit sequence was, because this was during COVID.
Yeah.
And I wonder if maybe some of that stuff was added because it's like we're going to do filming COVID style.
I did see something on IMDb, I believe, that I think Alex Winter went. I think he went on during, like, at the very beginning of the pandemic. He went on social media and asked people to just, to end the movie, we want to show you all rocking out.
Nice.
And he made a call for, video footage of people in their homes, like
from
rocking
all over
out.
the world, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I love that for him.
Yeah, so I think it was like kind of tacked on at the end once they realized that, this is going to be released while the world is ending.
Yeah. But also it still ties in so well to the overall like final idea, which is just that what also makes it work, because you're right, Ames, you talk about like, because that's the issue with sort of the first two is like they can't really say exactly what does it, because like you can't realistically create that in a film,
Yeah,
so
how do you create the best song ever for this movie?
Yeah, so kind of maybe cheating a little and having it be that it's actually a mass interdimensional just moment of togetherness
through
the
jam session.
Yeah, music is a constant among the planet. All of humanity has its own musical traditions, and it's one of those things that is just, there's no, and again, it's sort of, they don't belabor it, but there's that moment where Mozart is talking to the flautist, and they do not speak the same language, but they communicate very quickly.
Through music, especially.
Yeah, so it's a very just completely wide-eyed, innocent message that is, again, done in such an honest way that it doesn't feel sappy.
Yeah, it reminded me of, and I meant to look up who this was, and I've already forgotten to do that. Do you remember, a bunch of years ago, many years ago, there was this internet story that kind of went around of a guy who just went around the world filming himself doing the same dance in different locations. It was just a simple, almost like a walking in place, very simple looking dance. I might try to find it later if I can remember. And then at the end of the video, anyone who's around him come and join in. And it's such an uplifting moment of togetherness, of him just going around the world, doing the same thing with different people and uniting them. I also read, and I meant to also look more into this, but I've had a week, guys. This film earned a Guinness World Record for the most people playing air guitar. Because I guess they set up, and this may have been part of the special thing that Alex Winter did, perhaps, but they must have set up some kind of an event where it may have been online, I'm not sure, but 186 people participated in this air guitaring event, which doesn't actually seem like that many people. I think we can top that.
I know, right? It's one of those records that was easy to make because no one had bothered before, so
right
now that a precedent has been set, it's going to spiral.
Oh yeah, like the world's smallest park, because I guess someone was helping someone build the world's smallest park just as a nice dedication to somebody. And then this person who was helping out went back to wherever they lived and built an even smaller park out of spite. And it makes me very angry.
It was something beautiful, and then this guy ruined it.
He did.
That's the opposite of Bill and Ted.
Death would not befriend them.
Nope.
So Kristen Schaal was in this.
I was going to say, is what you were going to say. Kristen Schaal is always a damn delight.
She's very delightful. I love seeing her stuff. I felt like I wanted more of her in this, though.
There were so many plots as it was.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I feel like it was too diffuse, this film.
I love at the end, by the time they've decided, I guess we don't have to kill Bill and Ted. Her mom's just like, yeah, whatever, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Your dad would be proud. Fuck you, Mom, you tried to kill them.
I love that her phone doesn't just work through time, but through space and from hell.
What planet is she on?
Seriously, clearly they have much better phone service in the future.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is great reception.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bill and Ted universe is very interesting indeed. Hell is just a place.
Yeah.
You just go there. You can just leave at any time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely gotten an upgrade in the last 30 years.
True.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Yeah, Death's house was really nice.
I know. I did like that he had sort of the classic, rich Los Angeles guy home.
Yeah. It looked like it was on the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
Yes.
Overlooking hell.
That was such a nice touch.
Okay, which future versions of Bill and Ted was everybody's favorites?
Oh, the prisoners.
The unnecessarily jacked versions?
With the ridiculous bodysuits.
Those were amazing.
They looked like they could be from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
don't know. I really liked really, really old Bill and Ted.
Oh, they were sweet.
And I thought Ted's makeup kind of made him look like a Japanese snow monkey.
Yeah, they had some nice moments too. The lines I wrote down are, "I looked at you and I saw myself." And I'm like, well, yeah, that's you.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they're nice boys. It's adorable.
Yeah.
The whole, what was it, MP46, I think it was? That had very strong Hitchhiker's Guys, Steromula Beta vibes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't remember the reference.
It's, I shan't give it away for anyone who hasn't actually read beyond the third
I want to do a
book.
reread one of these days.
But there's a whole thing where, like, Arthur Dent, at the very least, knows he will be fine, at least until he gets to a place called Stavromula Beta, because...
Oh, because he knows that's in his future.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Until he's been there, he'll be fine. And this obviously is slightly different, but yeah, like MP46, there's a similar, like, what the fuck does that mean? And I sat there being like, what the fuck is MP gonna be? And I never figured it out before it appeared. And it's like, one of those mile marker things. Okay.
Yeah, that was also smart.
Oh, did anybody else read about the significance of 7:17 p.m.?
No.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'll let you say it, though.
Evidently, it is if you start at midnight and get to 7:17 p.m., it is 69,420 seconds.
Oh, no.
You know what? Good on them for making, like, a 69,420 joke that requires a little work.
It was just for them. Like, I don't even think it requires work. I think it's just a joke for them.
That's funny.
I don't think they're expecting people to know it. They're just
no, that's true, but I guess they knew people would find out eventually at the very least.
They may have leaked it themselves.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, I'll give it to them. That is one where again because it's not belabored. it's an Easter egg. I think too. Thinking about this right now, part of the thing that's key about sort of part of again what worked for me with this was like they really just want to do what's best for everything. Like there's when they realize it's not them, it's their daughters, there's no moment of like, oh, it's not us. There's like, oh, it's not us, we're here to back you. And that's kind of nice, just very straightforward. It seems like the only real conflict in their life ever was their disagreement with death.
Well, they also both wanted to bring Missy to the prom.
Yes. Yes.
But I mean, I don't know, I'm okay with just watching a pair of like human golden retrievers, go through life.
Yeah.
I told Jess after I'd watched this, I was like, they really are just a bonded pair of cats, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. It's why they don't quite get what's wrong in couples therapy.
Yeah, that I will admit that joke was well done.
Yeah.
I don't know. If we are talking about stretching out this movie a little bit longer, I think, couples therapy, like the whole therapist character, would have gone over a little bit better for me if they just cut to her having a therapy session with George Washington.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we kind of, like, they're all just quick visual gags of usually Washington, because they had him available, popping up places where he didn't belong. There'd be like, Queen Elizabeth here, Vikings there, a ton of Gandhis.
I thought I saw that Washington and Babe Ruth were both characters that they considered for excellent adventure of people that they were going to pull out of history.
Oh, yeah, I think that's right.
So maybe that could be why there's callbacks to them specifically.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think they're also easily recognizable figures. I think is also a good
that's
way to
true.
go.
Yeah. You know what would have been good is if you wanted to give it a little extra time, was if instead of George Washington in her office, it was Carl Jung. Because they already did Freud, so you can't have Freud again.
I don't know if I would recognize Jung on sight.
The thing is, like, she'd have to like be like Carl Jung or something, which would kind of fuck up the joke.
Oh, or if it just to keep it in the movie, if it was Jesus and she was like, tell me about your father issues.
Oh my God!
He is his own father.
Ted's dad is his own son.
It would have tied into the wedding.
Whoa, are Bill and Ted the Messiah?
Kinda.
Sort of, yeah.
I have run out of notes, guys.
Trying to think if there was anything else I had. Nick, do you have any other major thoughts you wanted to give us?
No. I covered old Ted looking like a snow monkey.
Yep.
Keanu doing a British accent.
Yeah.
It made me very happy.
Yeah, in that scene, they looked like they wanted to bang themselves.
That is true.
I don't know that I got that, but
Yeah, I would say, as far as legacy sequels go, and this is not a series that I have, a particular nostalgia for. It's like I said, I don't even think I had seen Bogus Journey until we watched it for last week's episode. I felt that it did okay. There's certainly been, I think, probably better in some ways for me than Beetlejuice. And the other legacy sequel that springs to mind right now is the Matrix 4, which I know we're going to be watching in a few weeks. So I'm not going to spoil my opinions on that film.
That'll be an interesting conversation.
Yeah,
that'll be an interesting one.
Stay tuned.
There's a lot of legacy sequels I haven't seen because, again, I just feel like most of them are just so deeply cynically motivated.
I also feel like so many of them are kind of unearned. Like, why create a new ending for something that already had a perfectly fine ending?
Looking at you, Picard.
Oh, yeah, no, that is true with Picard.
Yeah, but I haven't. Full admission, maybe the Ghostbusters one is good. People seem to really like the first one. The second one was not well received, but everything about the marketing campaign was just cynical. Here's this thing you loved, and we're gonna act like it's the most important serious movie ever, not a movie where Dan Aykroyd got a blowjob from a ghost. Here's Paul Rudd to explain to the new generation why Ghostbusters is important. Right, exactly. It's so just transparent. And
Jake and I haven't watched it yet, but in our queue is the kind of, I don't know if we would call it not a reboot, but a segue, like a continuation of Malcolm in the Middle, which does look fun.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't heard how that's good. Yeah, I know that started recently. I don't know what the general consensus has been.
Yeah, we typically wait for a show to be out entirely so we can just binge.
Yeah, and I feel like while there may have been cynicism from the studio side, I do think the people who actually created Blade Runner 2049 legitimately wanted to do it. I still am on the record of not being a fan. But yeah, as far as legacy sequels I've seen go, I actually really had a lot of fun with this one. I enjoyed it. It's probably I'd say a solid probably C plus B minus. You'll never recapture the spark of the original, obviously, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Definitely not the perfect film, but none of these films are particularly great pieces of cinema.
No.
But I had a lot of fun watching it.
Yeah, I this one just gets a lot of credit for just feeling like it just wanted to do its thing, and it did. It was kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do give them credit for that because the writers had been planning the sequel for decades.
Yeah, I mean, I remember
playing with the idea for decades. So they did want to do a sequel this whole time. It didn't come out of absolute nowhere.
Yeah, because I remember, when I was a kid and first got the internet, and it was entertainment news were just scattered amongst a bunch of random rumor sites.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Back when the IMDb was good. And yeah, even then, when I was a teenager, they were talking about, someday we're going to make this, someday. So yeah, it's been in the pipes for so long.
What did you see? The answer is probably no, but Jake and I saw the sequel to Spinal Tap.
That is actually one I wanted to see, but I also want to rewatch the original because it's been fucking ages.
Watch it; it's so good.
That's one that
the thing is, that's a film that is almost impossible, I think, to recapture the magic of the first one, and I don't. I thought the sequel was okay. It wasn't. It was not the same.
Yeah, I imagine, but I also feel like it's probably would. Again, I feel like it's one that the folks involved didn't have to make it at the very least, so at least it won't feel quite so calculated as some of these things do.
Maybe Michael McKean did.
Have to make it?
Yeah, I mean, Harry Shearer's rolling in Simpsons money. Christopher Guest is, I don't know. I think he's aristocracy, I believe.
Yeah, he's a member of the British peerage.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yes.
Yeah. Huh. And he's married to
Jamie Lee Curtis.
So
we talked about her the other week too.
Yeah.
He's doing all right.
And apparently she really, really hates it if you bring up that she's a dame, I believe.
Yeah, but Michael McKean's no slouch. He's on everything.
Come on, he's Fear the Clown.
Yes.
Fear the Clown.
He is Fear the Clown, which is pretty important.
He's actually kept pretty busy just glancing over his Wikipedia entry, so...
You know, I get the Fear the Clown episode confused with the Rock episode.
Both fun.
Oh, man.
Or maybe I'm just confusing them with a like an old episode of the WWF where The Rock faces Doink the Clown.
Oh, there's a name I forgot all about. Holy shit.
You know, if you need obscure references, I'm always here for you.
Thank you. Nick, final thoughts from you on this picture?
You know, I feel like, like I said, I wanted to like it more than I did, but I don't know, maybe I disliked it half as much as it deserved.
And also, your dad is also his own son.
Yes.
True. Yes.
I am both the viewer and the movie.
What?
Exactly.
Whoa.
Well then, since Caitlin is currently scattered throughout the multiverse handing out, I don't know, Jake, what's something she would hand out? You two are on the same wavelength. There we go. I will be taking us out. Before we go, Nick, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. San Dimas High School football rules!
Yes!
Next week, we will be continuing with our shore leave. We are sticking with our boy Keanu, but we are not, as you might suspect, going straight into his other huge franchise, The Matrix. We are taking a jaunt to a different bit of cyberpunk in the form of Johnny Mnemonic.
I thought it would just be cyberpunk.
I mean, at minimum, that's like a 20-hour playthrough. If you don't do a lot of the side stuff, yeah. There are some interesting parallels, though, because he's a musician. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is Johnny Mnemonic, which does feature Henry Rollins, so there's still sort of a musical element. I mean, he's not playing himself, but look forward to that. In the meanwhile, you can find us, as always, through SoundCloud or wherever good podcasts are distributed. Use whatever app you're using now. We are on Facebook at Star to Steer Her By, Blue Sky as SSHB Podcast. That's also our name on Spotify if you look us up there. And until then, this has been Chris.
This has been Ames.
This has been Jake.
And I'm Nick.
Station!
Hello and welcome. This is wow. Nope, I'm done. I've already tapped out.